Hello, and welcome to the very first edition of Forward Progress. My name is Russ Nelson, and I appreciate you spending some time with me today. This is probably take number 73 on what feels like day number 400 of our, stay-at-home order, lockdown, quarantine with the COVID-19 pandemic. I really appreciate you spending some time listening to my videos today. This being the very first edition, I just wanted to take a chance to introduce myself, give you a little history, give you a little idea of what I'd like to accomplish with this video series, and then we'll go from there. I've been asked for the last couple of years with what I do for a living and teaching and facilitating different things. I've been asked if I had a podcast, if I plan on doing a podcast, and the more I heard it, the more I was interested. I thought, well, sure, I can do that. And I've even wrote down an entire list of ideas that I'd love to discuss, and recorded a few of them, and then just never published them. Never put them out there. Life is what it is. Sometimes it gets in the way. Sometimes we get busy doing other things. Well, right now with the COVID-19 pandemic and the self-quarantining and social distancing that's going on, really no longer have an excuse. I mean, what else am I going to do? I'm on quarantine. Just like most of you, I have a lot more time in my day than I used to. As a matter of fact, I spend a lot of that just walking around the house looking at the cupboards of the refrigerator, and like many of you probably packed on the quarantine 15 because of the extra time at home. So, I figured if I'm going to have this time at home, I might as well make myself useful. And that's where this video series is coming from. So you might ask why? Why did I name it Forward Progress? Well, the idea behind that is, while it sounds like a football term, it's really not. I'm a football fan myself, but it's not meant to be that way. The idea behind this video series is I just like to share my thoughts, share some things that I've learned, share some concepts, something that I may have read, anything that might be out there that would just help challenge your mindset or inspire you to try something different and do something different, and really just help you hopefully take that one step forward, making forward progress, whether it's one step at a time or giant leaps and bounds. That's the idea behind this video series. What can I do to help you move forward, even if it's just a little bit? But then the question is why? Why, Russ, should I listen to you at all? Why should I listen to anything you have to say? Who are you and why do I care? And I get it. So I'll give you a very brief history. And I am not perfect by any means. As a matter of fact, just like any of us, being the imperfect human being that I am, I have made thousands of mistakes. But I've also learned a lot from all of those things that I've done in my life and gotten to where I am today. So a little history of me. I am a very proud United States Army veteran. I spent years as a 19 Delta Cavalry Scout, actually spent over a year deployed overseas and loved my time in the military. And after the military, I actually originally went to college to teach mathematics. I'm one of those weird people that actually likes numbers. And I've always loved the idea of teaching and helping other people. But while I was going to college, I actually started and got a job in the gaming industry in a casino. Had no idea that I would keep that career for 12 years. Actually spent 12 years working in table games and casinos, and really learned in that industry and in that career how to interact with people, how to have real human connection and that communication in a very short amount of time. I mean, any job where you can make someone have a good time while you take their money, that really changes the way that you interact with people. And I was lucky enough to learn a lot in that industry. And then after a very, very surprising, unexpected life change, I found myself no longer in that career and found myself in retail, in wireless retail, with no sales experience prior to. And after years of successful sales making, and then sales managing, and building and maintaining strong team in wireless retail, I find myself as a corporate trainer. Again, kind of going back to teaching, which is what I've always had a passion to do and I've always loved to do. And now I find myself as a corporate trainer for a multi-billion-dollar international company, and absolutely love what I do. Now, technically, I teach sales training. I teach people how to sell, how to sell this product to this person. But if you really break down what it is that I do, it's communication. How to truly communicate with another human being, how to interact with someone to make them feel comfortable, how to connect with someone in a short amount of time so where you can actually create a lifelong, loyal customer consultant relationship. That's what I teach. And to go above and beyond that, I teach leadership skills. I teach managers how to truly build a team, how to coach, and really the concepts that I've been lucky enough to learn, and I am lucky enough to be able to share with a lot of the employees that come through my trainings. The concepts are life-changing. And I know that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but in reality, it's not. It's simple concepts that you can implement into your daily life, not just at work, but with the people that you interact with at home, with the people you interact with on the street, with the people you interact with at school. It will change the way that you communicate and change the way you interact with people if you take things seriously and if you actually implement them in your life. So those are some of the things that I would love to share in this video series. Now, while I will be sharing, and have no doubt I'll be sharing some of the things that I've learned over my years of experience in any and all of those industries, some of the things that I've learned as a corporate trainer, while I might be sharing some of those concepts with you, anything that I share, any of my thoughts, my opinions, those are mine and mine alone. Let's get that clear right now. Anything that I share is not representative or stand for any company that I've ever represented or currently represent, previously represented. They are mine and mine alone. So I wanted to keep that clear. But I do have some ideas for some future videos, and I want to throw those out there just to kind of hopefully entice you to watch some more, and also to get your ideas. I'd love to hear more of what I can do to impact your life and to help you through, whether that's just progressing your career or maybe just to get through the COVID-19 lockdown and how to get through that. So some of the thoughts that I've got for future videos. The first one, we can't start a video series now in today's world without talking about COVID-19. So I would like to do one video on just growth during the COVID-19 lockdown, how to take something horrible, take a pandemic that the world is facing and come out of it better than you were when it started. And some of the things that you can do in growth when it comes to that. Also talk about working from home. If you've never worked from home before, there are some things you might not know. And I'm sure you've heard from a lot of different people and a lot of different resources online, or people you've worked with before giving you ideas. And I'll give you a few of my own things that might help you be more successful, things that might be getting in your way and stopping you. We'll talk about all of those things. Well, I also want to talk about emotional intelligence. That's one thing that I think that a lot of people, until it's brought to your consciousness, until you're consciously aware of it, you don't even realize how sometimes our emotions really get in the way of logical thinking. And so I'd like to talk about that, and not just emotional intelligence, but we might go down the road of advocacy. That's something that really gets my passion going, because I truly believe that employee advocacy can change a business, whether it's your own personal business, whether it's your career in general. That can jumpstart everything if you truly understand how advocacy impacts not just you, but everybody you interact with on your professional level. So we'll talk about advocacy. I would really also like to talk about a few things that might be hard to talk about, like battling self-doubt. Been there. I completely understand it. And And I'd like to come up with some ideas on how you can overcome some of those obstacles like self-doubt, like depression. And just, no, I'm not a doctor, but I can give you some insight from my own personal experiences, and maybe you'll find it valuable for you. All of these videos, I want to try to keep them relatively short, something that are little snack size, bite-sized pieces, so that you can get inspired, maybe do some research on your own, own your own development from that point on. So I'd like to keep them to somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes or less. I don't want to make any kind of long, drawn-out videos, short little snippets to kind of inspire you and get you moving forward. Right? So those are my ideas. I really look forward to getting input from you. If you have other ideas that you'd like to share, I've got more on my list, but those are just the ones I wanted to share today. But please comment down below. let me know what you'd love to hear, and I'll see if I can work that in, because I'd love to help as many people as possible. So in the meantime, I really appreciate all of your time. Don't forget, go ahead and subscribe. I want you to subscribe right up here, and you can watch some of my other videos if you want to, and reach out to me with any questions that you have. And until the next time I see you, please stay safe, stay healthy. God bless.